877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
There's a tremendous amount of cash on the sideline, and it's going to propel this market higher.
Think about how many hundreds of stocks, very unprofitable companies, have come to market. They just vacuumed up investor capital and it went poof, okay? Literally 50, 60, 70%. Do that in crypto, do that in SPACs, okay? And so my point is a lot of that capital that we hear is on the sideline, is waiting to buy the dip and all that sort of stuff. It's gone. It went away.
No kidding. Right, that's right. It's amazing, the line that goes on. It's like this is a big surprise. Now, I said back in 2018, January 16th, I said, market down. This is the beginning of the crash. And I said we would have a correction in 2018. We did. We had a 20% correction. Then remember what happened after that. Remember, this crash just didn't start. It started not with the COVID. Everybody tries to make you think this crash is because of the COVID. It created this big jam up with supply and demand, that there's so much demand out there, we can't get the supplies to them. Everything's all cranked up. And no. Remember, in 2013, we had a correction. But let's go back to 2018. That was the one. That was the big one, 2008. That was really telling, because that is the one that, do you remember when Powell said he was going to start tapering? He's going to start tapering, meaning that he's going to start raising rates on housing, on the mortgages. And then when he did that, the market went into a tailspin. We went down 20%. Do you remember Trump demanded that he start lowering rates immediately, lower rates immediately? And he held off for a while, but then he was forced to. He had to. He had no choice. He had to lower rates. And one thing they never tell you either is, and I said this to you yesterday, what is going to start this crash? The first part of the crash is always housing. Housing, that's right. Because when you look at the market and you look at any type, go back to 2008, the housing crash. Remember what happens. Every time the economy slows down, what do? They print and print money, and then they drop the rates to stimulate everybody coming in to buy houses. Remember, housing is the biggest part of our economy. It's 20%. It contributes 20% to our GDP. There's nothing close to it. That's big. So they always come in and they drop the rates, and then all of a sudden, boom, the housing market takes off. but wages do not. Wages don't. And when you got houses going up 14%, 15%, 20%, and wages aren't moving, it's going to crash. It's called a bubble. If you put on a chart right now, and I did this for my students this morning, the chart looks exactly like it did, the housing chart, going into the crash of the housing crash. Same exact thing. Cut those rates, get the rates down to nothing, get everybody to buy a house, houses boom, and wages go nowhere, and then boom, you have the crash. We're seeing that right now. Now, see, that's why Powell won't tell us the truth. Remember, every time they ask him, well, when are you going to start selling your treasuries off your balance sheet that will increase the yields, that will increase the 30-year fixed rate mortgage, which now has gone from 2.65 up to 4%. When are you going to start selling the treasuries, which will increase it even more? And of course, he always has an excuse. They go ahead and play it for me. And I
wish I could say more, but honestly, we haven't made those decisions, and we actually haven't even really had the important discussions on a lot of the detail.
I mean, the guy's a liar. What's so crucial right now with this stock market, where they're trying to hold this market, they don't want this market to go any lower. We're seeing printing like crazy. We're seeing billions of dollars being printed. They're giving the money to 5 largest banks, the plunger team is, and the banks are in there buying stocks, especially tech stocks, trying to hold the Qs up. They don't want the market to drop below where it was on January 24th. Because he knows if he starts selling treasuries, the 10-year treasury yield is going to start increasing, where the mortgages are going to go to 5%. Remember, refis already are cut in half. People almost just stopped with refis. Mortgage companies, they're laying people off when we're at 4%. Can you imagine when he starts selling treasuries and we get to 5%, 6%? We're not even going to get there before the housing market crashes. The housing market is the biggest bubble we have. Never mind the stock market. See, the stock market, all we need to do, we're already down about 17, we're down about 12% in the S&P. We're down 17% in the big tech stocks, the NASDAQ. What we need to do is go down another 20%, which is really easy in the spiders, in the S&P. If we can drop 20%, then that should drop the value of our stocks back to where they should be. We're at what they call just think of it as a value of the stocks, of all the stocks in the S&P is at 25. That's insane. That's nuts. It should be around, the value should be 12 to 15. So let's just take 15. I could live with 15. That means the market, to get me to 15, from 25 value to 15, we have to drop 20% more, add that 20% to the 12%, and we're right about there, 32%. That's exactly where we were. That's exactly where we were in February 2020. We dropped 31%. But Powell knows the market's not going to stop there because he has no ammo to stop it. Powell knows that, and this is why he's scared. This is why he doesn't know how to get out. His back is against the wall, and that's why there's a very high probability that he will back down, and he will not sell those treasuries off his balance sheet or enough to make a difference. Because he knows if he does, this market's going to crash at least 60, 70% because interest rates are at zero. We have no ammo. We can't go in and raise rates to stop the crash. The last crash in 2008, we cut rates, I think it was 22 times to stop that crash. We have no brakes, no tires, and we have a 5,000-pound gorilla pushing us off a cliff. Just to give you a little idea where we stand. Now, just understand this. Everybody's going to look at the stock market and they're all scared about it. I don't know why you're scared about a crash. It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do. The game since 2008, remember what the game was? Matter of fact, one guy here, he said about earnings. Where is it? He said earnings are most important. Go ahead and play it for me.
The economy is actually reaccelerating. And so from that perspective, yes, there is concern about geopolitics. Yes, there is concern about the Fed, but it is not yet a headwind to the economy, and it is not yet a headwind to earnings. And those two are what drive stock prices higher.
The guy's an idiot. Earnings no longer, profits no longer drive stocks. It doesn't. That stopped in 2008. And I'm going to explain what drives the market when I get back and what stocks you should be in and what you should be doing right now. Don't go anywhere. philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Warning, Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60-70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the dot-com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of the people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com. When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
This economy is doing really darn well.
Yeah, it's really doing real darn well.
Fundamentally, the economy is strong. I think it can withstand the Fed tightening cycle.
Unbelievable. They just don't tell the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. Today, what's going on? This market is at the most critical point it's ever been at. Why? Because think about this number. There's 16,000. We have 130 million homeowners. Think of 130 million homes in your area, in your neighborhood. 130 million. Imagine how much that would be. Only 16,000 homeowners control what goes on in this stock market. There's 16,000 homeowners that will control where this market goes, whether it goes up or whether it crashes. That's it. Can you imagine? They're the very wealthy. They control everything. They control everything. They're our owners. Now, they, in 2008, remember, that gentleman who said earnings are everything, earnings are... He was right. If we went to value stocks, what built this country, the Honeywells, the 3M, the IBMs, those stocks, that's what built this country. Remember, they threw those away in 2008. Remember, we went through a change. We went from being an industrial-based nation to a financial, Wall Street-based nation. You remember the stars and the moon and the suns, everything lined up perfectly in the late 70s. And we started to sell stuff outside of our country instead of to our country. We're starting expanding, became global. Then all of a sudden everybody figured out to really make money. The money isn't in industrial, the money is in Wall Street, financial end. Because now all we got to do, now that we got technology booming, where now we can talk to each other around the world, let's get rid of this industrial. Let's give it to Japan. Let's give it to China. Let's export all our jobs, take our factories and sell them to Japan and China. And what we're going to do is make a bunch of money on the financial end. Now, what does that mean? Well, by the time the 80s came, remember what happened? We had this big tech revolution. Companies came public, and they had no assets. They had a phone, and they had a desk, and the guy just went public, and he raised like $60 billion. Remember those days? Hey, take our friend, we just talked about him today. I can't think of his name now. Not Cisco. Oh, my God. Anyways, he ran his, it'll come to me. He ran his company for 18 years. Not Tesla, Amazon, thank you. We're talking about Amazon today. You know, Amazon ran his company for 14 years, not making a penny. Bezos, that's right, thanks. Not making a penny for 14 years. His stock was over $100 People were buying his stock, and there was no earnings. There was no earnings. See, that's where the revolution came. Remember, everybody said, let's get rid of these value stocks in 2008. What built this country was value stocks. But everybody used to wait till value stocks would get discounted. They start going down. You go in, you buy it, and you wait till they replace the management. And when they replace the management, stock would go up after 5-10 years. You make a lot of money. The idea was buy all these undervalued stocks, have a great broker searched around for all these undervalued stocks. I remember I was a kid. I was doing it for my father. And that was what this country was built on. You find these great companies. They just had bad management, and they went down the toilet. You went in and bought them up, and then 10 years later, you made a fortune. That went out in 2008. That went out in the 80s when they decided, okay, you know what? Let's switch now because we got this technology, and we don't need earnings. All we want to do is have the stock price go up. So when 2008 came and the crash came, that's when they screwed all of us. They said, you know what? We, the 16,000 homeowners of 130 million, we're going to make a fortune. Let's get rid of the value stocks. We don't need earnings. Hear him? He said, you need earnings. He was right. At one point, earnings was the mother's milk. Earnings was the mother's milk of the stock market. But those are called value stocks. Value stocks, you need profits. You need earnings for someone to buy your stock. Tech stocks, when that revolution came in, just like Bezos and Amazon, you didn't need profits. Like Tesla. Tesla has been going around long for what, I think 10 or 12 years, and they're finally making money, but they're selling their stock. People are going crazy to get their stock, and it wasn't making money. So that's what happened. So from 2008 to where we are, everybody's jumping in. They don't care about value stocks. They don't care about profits. They don't care about bottom line. They only care about one thing. How much did my stock go up? How much did my stock go up? And what they didn't realize is they're getting screwed because they didn't know when to get out of those stocks. They didn't know when to get out. The 16,000 homers, they knew exactly when to get out of their stock. Smart money knew when to get out of the stock. But you know what else they knew? They're going to make a fortune on the way back down, shorting them. But Wall Street never showed you how to short a stock. They never talked to you about it because they trapped you. You and your 401ks got you and the stock market's going up, and people get their statements and they throw it in the drawer. Don't you look at? I'm rich. Look at this. The stock market's up. The stock market's up for all these years, right? For 14 years, stock market's up. I'm rich. No, you weren't, because it's going to go back down because those stocks went up not on profits, not on value. Those weren't value stocks going up. What drove the market was 6-7 stocks that they tied to the S&P 500 stocks. It was like a booster. They tied those FANG stocks. You know them all. You know the FANG stocks. Netflix, Facebook, Google, Amazon, throw in Microsoft, Apple, tie them to the S&P 500, make it a booster. Boom, we'll shoot those things through the moon. And we don't need profits. We don't need earnings. And guess what? We don't have to do any business investment. No business investment. Remember what drove this, the most important thing in this country, what drives the economy is consumers. But consumers have to make money. And where do they make their money from? Wages. They're not like the rich. They don't have artwork and diamonds and jewels and exotic homes around the world. They got wages. That's all they can do is wages. But guess what? These guys screwed them since 2008 because they weren't putting their money into business equipment. A company said, why would I put $30 million into business equipment so that I can give my guy a raise because he'll produce more? I'll take that same money and buy my own stock. This day was coming. We've seen it. But nobody ever told you about it except for me. Now you got to make money shorting the market. Outsmart them.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grande at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here. And it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang, sponsored this segment by KDOW AM 1220 AM San Francisco, KLFE AM 1580, The Answer, and also 860 AM, The Answer in Tampa. And here in Sarasota, my hometown, 9:30 a.m., The Answer. Okay, listen. Please listen to what I'm trying to tell you. Don't listen to these guys again. Listen what they're telling you to do.
I do want to just, encourage people. This is a good risk-reward moment for stocks. I know it's kind of ugly today.
No, you're ugly. You're ugly. You're a risk.
Given the pullback, given that what you just said, the NASDAQ being down 17% from its highs.
Getting a pullback. Are you kidding? Listen to this guy. Now, this guy's the only honest guy.
Point is if we really are at an inflection point, if we really have very similar setups with much higher debt levels than we've ever had, and the Fed and central banks around the world.
Basically saying you don't buy in a dip. Now, let me explain something to you. I always tell you, and let me tell you, at Phil's Gang, I'm not just saying this. Our team, every day, we say, as long as our members don't lose money, they'll be with us forever. They'll be with us forever. People hate losing money. 80% of the people in the stock market lose money. 80%. Look it up. I'm not just making that up. 80%. Because they don't know when to get out of a stock, and they don't know how to make money when a stock is going down, called shorting. 80%. So all these people starting in 2008 who rode this train think they've made a lot of money, but they're going to give it all back because they don't know when to get out. And when they try to get out, they'll be talked out of it because remember, the brokers only make money. Online brokers as well only make money when you buy stocks, not when you sell and get out, and not certainly when you sell short. Understand, you weren't included in the party in 2008. For over 100 years, the market was clean. The market was simple. Buy a good value stock. Value, meaning a stock that has profits, has earnings, and keeps growing. When we came into the tech world in the 80s, they did not need earnings for a stock price to go up. Why do you think Warren Buffett, an old-time guy, he couldn't even get in his head. He couldn't figure it out. I'm not going to touch. Remember during the tech boom? He said, I'm not going to buy tech. I'm not going to buy tech because he's an old trader. All he understands is value. You buy a stock, you hold it for 10 years. He only understands value. You look at profits, earnings, margins, cash flow. That all went away in 2008. In 2008, after the crash, they said, let's pull a trick on everybody. We, the owners, 16,000 individuals out of 130 million, control everything. And they duped you.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
That's right. And that's why you have the fake business news network. But my point to you is this. These 16,000 people decided, let's get rid of value stocks. Forget the value stocks. Forget profits. Let's go right to just tech stocks for the next 14 years. And all we got to do is get that printing machine and print. $125 trillion, $6.5 trillion a day. What the hell do we care? We want inflation because the value of our jet goes up. The value of my artwork goes up. The value of my diamonds go up. The value of my house in Tahiti goes up. Who cares about the little people? Main Street, screw them. Let's create inflation. But here's what we'll do. When we keep printing all this money, remember what's going to happen. We're going to take all that money and buy treasuries, and we're going to get the yields down real low. And that'll push the tech stocks up. They don't need profits. They don't need earnings. They don't need any. Just as long as those yields are at zero, those yields are low, we'll push these tech stocks up for 14 years and we'll be getting out and we'll hang everybody else. What do we care? Because 80% of the people lose money because they don't know when to get out and they don't know how to short. Well, our members do. And for our members say, I don't have time to learn, Phil. I don't have time to learn. I listen to your show all the time. I love it. I hear people that they talk to me at their car wash, the supermarket. I don't have time. I don't have time. Well, I changed that. We created a program called Working Investor Program. Try it for 10 days. It's free. You don't have to pay a cent. And every day we have our portfolio of stocks. And every day at 2 o'clock, Steve, who is our education director, and our team, we start at 4 in the morning. That's no BS. We start at 4 in the morning, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we know exactly what to do with each stock, and we know the market. We know exactly what the market's going to do. Look what I said yesterday. Here's what I said yesterday when the market dropped, remember? Take a look at the Qs. If we come in tomorrow morning, and the market will probably be up positive, and it was up positive this morning. We went down yesterday 700 points, and then it was up positive this morning. Because we know the market. We understand what they're doing. And the market is at this critical point right now. They're going to do everything they can to drive the market back up into trend. What am I talking about? Every stock market, if you go back and go back to March of 2020, when we had that 31% crash from February to March, the market went up 80%. When these guys say buying the dip, they're wrong. Because remember, this market has no V-shaped recovery. I kept saying to my members, something's wrong. Because remember, 2018, when I called that crash and it went down the last quarter, we went down 20%, came right back. That's called the V-shape. You come down, hit the bottom, take off. What's that mean? What's a V-shape? Well, the V-shape means you got a lot of buyers waiting. They're waiting. And when that stock comes down and it hits it, boom, takes right off. We don't have that. If you go and take a look at the Qs, go take a look at the spiders, go take a look at the S&P. Nobody wants these stocks. Go look at them. There's no V-shape here. When the Qs, take a look at the Qs. I mean, this is what we do. Our first goal is to make sure you don't lose money. And I told you, as soon as the Qs, right now we're making money on the Qs as they're going down. They just broke the January 25th low. And we got our members making money on the way down. Okay? We started slow because we don't know what these characters are going to do. But here's what we did know. When the market pulled back, when the Qs pulled back from November and went down to, on January 25th, it hit around 334. It went up from 334 to around 360, 70, and it stopped. And then it collapsed again. And remember, I told you when it was at 370, it was more than that. It was around 347, and they kept saying, buy the dip. And I said, no, don't buy the dip. You're going to get hurt. And everybody got killed buying the dip. Now they're telling you to buy the dip again. Why? Because we knew that when that market hit on January 24th, that market didn't go straight back up. It couldn't, and it went up, and it dropped right back down again. There's no buyers. That's what it means. And it's out of trend. A stock market has a trend. Think of it as like a tunnel, okay? A tunnel's going up. You got a tunnel that's going up. That's a trend, right? That's where everybody's going in the same direction. Everybody's in that tunnel going in the same direction. That's the trend. If somebody drops out of that tunnel, it's over for them. Right? So you have this tunnel. Everybody's going in the same direction. If you fall off the cliff, you're dead. It's the same thing with trading. When you have this trend and everybody falls off that trend, you don't go and buy on the dip. You buy on the dip when you're in trend. You buy on the dip when you're assured there's somebody there to buy your stock. There's nobody there to buy your stock today. But they don't tell you that because that's not their job. Their job is to get you to buy. Look, in 10 days, free, you get more education you would get at Yale, Princeton, Harvard, or Williams College. Join my gang free for 10 days. You won't get an education on the stock market like that. 10 days free. You get a free education for 10 days. What do you have to lose? And at least learn one thing. When do I get out? And how do I make money when the market does go down? 10 days free. Go to my site, philsgang.com.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the markets open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Warning. Google, Apple, Microsoft, Netflix, Facebook, all these hot stocks are going to crash. They're going to drop as much as 60, 70%. Hi, I'm Phil Grande, philsgang.com. Exactly what happened in the .com days is going to repeat itself. Remember, 85% of people lose money in the stock market because they don't know when to get out. I fixed that with my color code technology chart. It tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. That's right. Make sure you check it out. It's free for 10 days. philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grande and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grande. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang. Go to philsgang.com. Click where it says Get Started, and click where it says Working Investor Group. That way, you don't have to come to class. You don't have to learn anything. Every day at 2 o'clock, Steve will post our portfolio, our actual stocks, and my personal portfolio. Just do what we're doing. That's all. He'll tell you exactly what we're doing. You do what he tells you. Whether it's the working investor portfolio of mine, doesn't matter. Just pick a couple stocks, and for the first 10 days, don't use your real money. Don't use real money. Just follow what he tells you. And if you're that person says, I never have time, I don't have time, I can't do this, you do. We're at the most critical spot in this stock market in 14 years. And this guy here is telling you, these two birds here are telling you this.
This economy is doing really darn well.
This economy is doing really darn well.
Fundamentally, the economy is strong.
Oh, really? It's really strong, huh? All right, and the consumer's really strong, they keep telling us. That is not the truth. You were not invited to the party in 2008 when 16,000 people out of 130 million decided to take the value stocks that drove our market for over 100 years and throw them out, bring in the tech stocks, which they know do not need profits to go up. They just need yields to be down, treasury yield prices down, and it'll push tech stocks up even if they're losing money. They've been in this scam called QE for 14 years. You just got to know when to get out. We're going to make more money on the way down than we made on the way up, and faster. For 10 days, it's free, and you're going to find out what the hell I'm talking about, being out of trend. Then you'll say, these guys have been lying to me all the time on CNBC and Fox. Yes, they have. That's their job. That's their job. Okay. Think about this. They're telling us how strong things are. We got the Qs are breaking that January 24th low. If the S&P breaks that January 24th low with some good volume, we can continue to finish up another 20% crash on top of the 12% S&P crash we have already, on top of the 17% in NASDAQ. We'll definitely go down at least another 20%. I'm just getting exasperated. For 10 days, for nothing, you can at least protect yourself. Even if you don't stay at the end of 10 days, at least understand what it means to be out of trend. And you'll say, and they're telling us to buy in a dip. Yeah, how about that, right? Out of trend, buying a dip. Are you kidding me? That's like pointing you to the cliff and say, look, just go right to that cliff. See where the red flag is? Put your tires on right there. Your brake on right there. Put your brake on right where the red flag. You're going to be just fine. And you get in the car and you zoom and you go right to that red flag and you put your foot to the brakes, nothing. And you go right over the cliff. What you didn't know, they're getting paid for every person they sent over the cliff. You don't think Wall Street would pay? Of course they would. They'd make a deal like that. For every person that goes over the cliff, they get paid? Sure they would. Coke would pay him. Somebody would pay him. I mean, you just don't understand the game. So let's go back to this, how great we are. All right. Think about this. They contend that the consumer spending has increased due to increased savings from increased hourly wages. When spending is not coming from wages, it's not coming from savings. Listen to this. Damn it.
So we're talking about the holiday quarter, and debt increased by $52 billion. So that brings credit card balances to $860 billion for all of last year. Why is that important? It was the biggest increase in the Federal Reserve Bank of New York's reporting. That goes back to...
They had the biggest increase in credit card spending because for Christmas, they'd never seen it like this big, because nobody has money. Here's what happens. So they are not spending because they have a good job and wages are increasing and they got extra savings they go out and spend. Okay? They're getting their spending from 3 different debt pots. I'm talking about debt, D-E-B, pots. Credit card, bailouts, and increased money supply. It's a game. Okay, to keep the stock market going up when there's no value, when there's no profits, when there's no earnings. Keep those stocks going up. They increase the money supply. What does that mean? The Fed will print money, all this additional money, okay, that we call increase the money supply. They give it to the banks, which they control, in which then the banks lower rates to suck you in so that you increase your spending, and they either buy credit card or you'll buy a home or whatever. So that's what they do. The first thing, they increase the money supply. If they didn't increase the money supply, they couldn't expand more credit card lines. They couldn't loan to you on cheap rates, so they suck you in. That's where the money's coming, number one. Number two, the other place the money comes from is bailouts. We've seen the bailouts. Look at the bailouts. CARES Act, the American Rescue Plan, the American Family Plan, the Infrastructure Plan. Remember, $10 billion to subsidize people's rent. $10 billion they printed to subsidize people's rent and mortgage payments. $41 million to subsidize student loans. Remember that? And $1,400. They're giving people $1,400. They're people. If you're on unemployment, you got a check for $300 a week. They printed another $300, so you're making $600. And then the big one, the child tax credit, where they kept giving your kids $300, $300. Are you kidding me? The child tax credit was the biggest scam in the world. This is where the consumer money is coming from. It's all debt. It's all debt. What do you think our debt is at $30 trillion? And when our debt's at $30 trillion, that kills you. That why do you think your gasoline's up $7? Oh, and we have a great economy. Economy's really doing darn well. Bull. And when the child tax credit ended, what happened? As soon as the child tax credit ended, remember, it started July 2021, ended December 2021. And when it ended, it all came to an end. The money supply dried up too. There's no more money supply, no more child tax credits, no more of those checks. And then Biden and AOC tried to get through the Build Back Better plan, which was just an expansion of all those bailouts and all that money. The money increase didn't work, right? They didn't get it. So when this ended, the tax credit ended, and those checks ended. And all the bailouts ended. All those different programs ended. At the same time, inflation went wild. Autos up 40%, used cars, gasoline, everything's going up crazy, right? At the same time, our hourly wages are not keeping up with the largest 12-month, 7% increase in inflation. Wages aren't keeping up. At the same time, wages, if you adjust it for inflation, dropped to a net negative. Your wages are net negative. They're not positive. And your disposable income dropped to a negative $2 trillion. At the same time, the average household income, adjusted for inflation, dropped to 16%. That's a 50-year low. At the same time, more than half of our 167 million workforce now is making less than $30,000 a year before taxes, or a combined income. Remember, more than half of our 167 million workforce, they're making combined income between $48,000 and $58,000. At a time, debt's increasing faster than wages. Household debt's increasing faster than wages. Mortgage loans, auto loans, student loans, home equity loans, all faster than wages. So what keeps the people going? Again, more money printing, more bailouts, more increased money supply, more of these programs. But here's what happened. After all that, 24% of the consumers are now either late with their payments by 90 days, and even subscriptions, the cancellation subscription increased to a 12-year high, and they're telling us the economy's great. Think about it. He says the economy's really doing darn well. How can you have an economy doing darn well with subscriptions? They're canceling their subscriptions at a 12-year high. But here's what happened. Consumer confidence has dropped like a flying monkey. That's right. From 18% to 9% in just 12 months. And guess what happens? And I warned all my members when that happened. I said, when consumer confidence goes down, the market always goes down. And they're telling you buy on the dip? No, we'll tell you when to buy. We'll tell you what stocks to get in, and we'll make sure you're making money on the way down. But our first job is to make sure you don't lose money. You got 10 days that you can sell yourself. I'm not going to sell you. You got 10 days to take a look at us, see if we're phony or not, see if we're for real or not. 10 days cost you nothing. At least at the end of 10 days, you're going to say, I understand what he means now by not buying on the dip. If that's all if you walk away just knowing why you should never buy on a dip when it's out of trend, it'll be worth it free. How's it worth it free? I don't know. I'll get to that. But anyways, hey, we'll see you on the charts. Join the gang right now. The market, again, it could be up tomorrow morning. Once again, you don't know.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grande, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make